Modern dating is kind of in shambles at the moment between dating apps, cold approaches that are honestly just terrifying to witness online. Gen Z, especially, is very antisocial for a large majority of people. This has led to a lot of people relying on dating apps to try and get out there. Back in 2023, I went on my first date on Hinge. So I ended up going to meet up with her at a little mall near her college campus. And immediately once I got there, I knew I did not want to do this because she was short. She was 5'1" and I am 5'11". And on the app, I looked at that and I thought, okay, she's a bit short. That doesn't matter. But when I look at her in person, as someone who's pretty tall, it felt like standing next to a child. It was uncomfortable. But I figured, all right, I'm already here. I'm not just going to turn around and leave. Let's at least give this a shot. So I was like, do you want to go get sushi? And she was like, no, I was thinking ice cream. But I hadn't eaten all day because I was planning on taking her to get sushi. So I was like, do you want to do sushi anyway? So we still went to go find the sushi restaurant. I couldn't find the sushi restaurant. So we walked around this shopping mall for 15 minutes, and I was looking on my phone trying to figure out where this place was, but she just uncomfortably walked next to me, and we just couldn't find this place. And then I saw Blaze Pizza, and I was like, do you want to just do that? And she was like, fine. We are making our pizzas, and I put on a mountain of toppings, right? So I get like 11 toppings: pepperoni, pineapple, jalapeno, spinach. And then she gets salami, and that is it. And I'm like, what the heck? Why is she getting no toppings on her pizza? I mean, I'm paying for it. And then we get to the table with our pizzas, and as we're eating, I realize she was smart for that. Because while I am struggling to talk while cramming my pizza that's a mountain of food into my mouth, she can easily talk with her thin, graham cracker thin pizza with salami on it. Meanwhile, I look like I'm gorging on like the most greasy, vile, disgusting slab of food, and she's just looking at me like I'm some creature. It gets worse. As we're talking, or as I'm trying to strike up a conversation, she's barely talking at all, hasn't said much. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to lock in. I'm gonna have to be the one to do all the talking. She's a bit shy. That's okay. I can manage with that. I like to talk. So I went on to talk about many things that night. I started off normal, my job, my school, but as a, loser that didn't leave the house ever, and this was his first date at 19, that conversation didn't last very long. So I immediately had to divulge into my other interests, which included League of Legends and true crime podcasts. So this girl sitting across from me is watching me eat a mountain of junk food while I talk about Ari matchups and the items I liked to build on Ari. And immediately after that, I said, have you ever heard of the chessboard killer? By the end of that date, and I mean this, I guarantee you because I could tell, she thought I was going to kill her. That I was gonna fucking kidnap her and toss her in the back of my car and I was gonna kill her. I could tell that's what she was thinking. I would have been blame her looking back at it. Like, I would think the same thing too in her situation. And then I just drove away. And then I got home and I laid in my bed and I thought about how terrible it was. And I just sent her a text. I said, I am so sorry. And she never responded. So, I mean, if you ever feel like you have not very good Riz, chances are you have better Riz than I did when I was 19 years old. I've got other dating stories that I'll talk about in the future. This is just my first date. There are other dates that are equally as disastrous. So, if you liked this, I'll make another one. But yeah, that was all I wanted to talk about. So yeah, that's about it. See ya. That was my little moist critical impression. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me just sensually rub you real quick. Okay, bye.